Read on Reddit.
What is your biggest pet peeve about movies?
Disposable Name 22D. It's kinda telling the difference between US and British high school shows. American teen high school shows. You know I love Clara, but I don't know. I know she feels like we're meant to be together forever, and I do too, but I'm really not sure. What if it's not meant to be? I mean, she wants to go to UCLA, and my dad says he wants me to go into trucking with him. What if there's nothing more to this? What if this is meant to be different? British teen high school shows. I've wanked off over your mum. We all have. 3 more replies checks without the mix 23D. The stereotypical shit about high school. Not everyone is in a fucking relationship. Dan Quayle Potato 23D. My high school has like 10-20% of kids in a relationship, so yeah, that's way unrealistic. Seeking 44,423D. Well, everyone in high school movies is also actually 25-30. Not Chief Brody 23D, and all have their hair curled and makeup done flawlessly every day. C replies. 1 more reply. 5 more replies. Deleted. 23D. Same plots and same actors recycled over and over again. As far as popular films go, I need to dig deep to find films with original plots and actors anonymous enough so I could watch them as the characters they play rather than themselves. 8 more replies. Some nerdifag 23D. The guy and the girl met for about a week. They're now in love and getting married. I hate it with passion. Alishilu 22D. Every Disney movie ever. 2 more replies. 6 more replies. Recaliman 23D. The line "did you really think" usually used by the antagonist. It is in so many movies. 2 more replies. Clueless Chemists 23D. So many unnecessary cuts in action films. Jumping over a fence should not require 27 cuts. Geesh Liam Neeson, you were Qui-Gon Jinn, a fucking Jedi Master. You too Matt Damon. 2 more replies. MR Sansweet 23D. The bad guy is always another cop close to the main character. It's gotten so bad that recently when I watched a movie, a character is introduced as, "She's your partner," and I literally thought, nope, she's the bad guy. Unfortunately, I was correct. Akiramari 22D. In Aquaman, I was actually more thrown by Willem Dafoe's character not being a traitor than if he had been. It's that common colon. 4 more replies. 6 more replies. Sylvester Scott 23D. A speeding line of 4 or more black SUVs driving about 8 inches from one another's bumpers. 1 more reply. Albi 23D. When movies set in a modern time use really old flip phones. 4 more replies. Lapsus Equitus 23D. I don't like when 2 actors have to travel somewhere together, and the movie cuts forward in time to them being there and they start a conversation as if they didn't talk the entire time they were traveling together. I understand the practical reason for this, but come on. 1 more reply. Commander Shepard 23D. The studios refuse to take risks on interesting concepts or stories anymore, it would seem. 6 more replies. Z Angel Guard 23D. Taking out the fucking knife in your stomach. Like, yes Karen, I know IT hurts, but unless you want to bleed out and die, I suggest you keep IT in. Enokistahan 22D. There's a novel by a Hungarian writer called Regto Gino, published under the pseudonym of P. Howard, in which this is the main point of the opening scene. After a bar fight, a guy wants his knife back, but the bartender is afraid of bleeding out, and wants the guy to put back a knife that is just as big or even bigger, if he really insists on taking back his own. In case you're interested, the novel is called Dirty Fred, the Captain. 1 more reply. 4 more replies. Tigerstorm 623D. My biggest pet peeve is often when I can tell an actor is, well, acting. With a lot of like older movies this is a lot more prevalent. However, some movies nowadays are a lot better with their acting. Unless it's got Jeff Goldblum. Nowadays I can't unsee Jeff as himself. Kevin Costner a buck 23D. But in most of Jeff Goldblum's roles anymore, and he's just playing a version of himself. 1119 Mean Brigade 22D. Nicolas Cage is the same way. It's never played by Nicolas Cage, it's Nicolas Cage as a. 1 more reply. 1 more reply. 5 more replies. Sentient Potato 2523D. It's either a happily ever after or every thing is dead. I wish there were more unfair endings. MRMHK 9723D. Examples of the latter. I'd like some depressing movies. Idiathome 23D. The Mist. 3 more replies. 15 Jackets 23D. Cabin in the Woods comes to mind, also spoilers. 2 more replies, 17 more replies, 5 more replies, lifetime of lemons, 23D when there is sound in space. Come on, this stuff is common knowledge. There's no sound in space. Forbid reality, 23D. I try telling myself maybe the microphone is on the thing that makes sound. Deleted, 23D, deleted. Gaydao, 22D. True, but how cool would it be, done correctly, to be removed from what you expect to happen, and watch explosions and shit but it's dead silent? Like ringing in your ears in the absence of noise, silent theater like the Quiet Place type of effect. 3 more replies, 6 more replies, 9 more replies. Some gay vibes, 23D Studios making amazing movies and then ride the wave of success and make a couple of sequels that ruin everything. I usually work alone. 22D Inverse Ninja Law. The inverse ninja law is a media trope regarding not only ninjas, but any character type that is shown to attack in massed numbers, such as soldiers, robots, Daleks, or vampires, but not zombies. It states that the threat level of any number of ninjas or other whatsits is inversely proportionate to their numbers. Therefore, if you're attacked by a lone ninja, you're in trouble, but if you meet an army of ninjas, they're going down. 1 more reply, eggs and beer kegs, 23D. The tire squeal whenever someone starts driving, even if it's in dirt. Fly-headed penis, 22D. Or when the cars stop or turn a corner. Just silly. 1 more reply, 3 more replies, Semperviria, 23D. Do you guys just put the word quantum in front of everything? Ant-Man and the Wasp. Not a movie breaker, but it's hard for me to get over science justifications that are pretty obviously BS. As much as I enjoyed Ant-Man, I couldn't help but spend half the time wondering how oxygen would pass through Ant-Man's lungs when he was smaller than an oxygen molecule. 3 more replies, throwaway, 760,382,523D. The camera isn't stable, as is the case in the first Hunger Games. 3 more replies, Hourglass, Yearglass, 23D. All the movies coming out now seem to be either remakes, sequels, or been done before and done again a different way, but not really a remake, just a recycled idea. 2 more replies, Chronicle, 23D. That they've never made a successful video game adaptation. Luncladishant, 23D. Hello. Have you not seen the Mario Bros movie with John Leguizamo and Bob Hoskins? 4 more replies, Melissa Crown, 23D. I think Detective Pikachu nailed it perfectly. 6 more replies, Stormdank, 323D. I actually liked Prince of Persia. Chronicle, 23D. Don't get me wrong, I like some of the smaller scale movies like Dead Space and Doom, but I think the problem is producers focusing too much on turning it into a blockbuster hit. Video games generally cater to a certain audience and the movie that follows should stick to that audience, except they always go for more. They alter the story or characters, Warcraft comes to mind, to fit a broader audience. The broader audience usually won't care for its content and the faithful players are now alienated with a dismembered plot. 3 more replies, Smothering Tide, 23D. I remember watching a video breakdown on why making a video game adaptation is very difficult. The main reasoning is that video games are interactive and a more in-depth medium for storytelling. By converting it into a movie, you're essentially gutting an entire appeal of the story element and character development. While that's not much of an excuse for the piss-poor movies that's out already, it's also the high risk involved with trying to take on the task of directing or writing a video game adaptation, which highly discourages more established directors and writers from wanting to take such an unnecessary risk. 6 more replies, 15 more replies, Twist Me Twice, 23D. Overuse of cliches, tropes just to please the audience. Yes, tropes are a great way to speed up the connection between the film and the viewers, but there have been some films recently that are more trope than actual writing. A few sprinkled here and there are a delight, a whole film of them is like being hit in the face with a funfetti cake. On the other hand, all the Wilhelm screams, please. I take stupid pleasure in hearing it. 1 more reply, Jade Kyo, 23D. Sex scenes. So unnecessary and annoying. Splangik, 22D. Except for when Tommy Wiseau does it. Akilurgs, 22D. How's your sex life? 1 more reply, Kahalili, 22D. At Amazon. Seriously, at Amazon. It's like, oh cool, there's a war, let's take 10 minutes for them to just fuck in a library. Lololol, superheroes suck, here's one's dick just because we can. You wanna watch a comedy show? Here's an episode where they're fucking like dogs. 1 more reply, 2 more replies, Arcadum, 23D. Not sure if this has been said yet, but the forced romance trope really gets old. Guy meets girl, she is super cool, beautiful, smart, etc etc. Guy acts incredibly awkward constantly, they don't have much in common. Guy does something maybe cool or doesn't. Either way, this chick is so fucking into him. Or, even worse, the one where the girl is super heavy and has all these walls built up, but that is just so hot, like, yeah, girl, you're so edgy and sarcastic, standing by yourself and rolling your eyes at everybody. I grew up on these types of movies and man, they fucked me up. Healthy relationships aren't like this, that's not how they start. But apparently that doesn't make for a compelling narrative. It took me a long time to unlearn these toxic expressions of romance in cinema, to understand what real intimacy is. And what a healthy relationship should be. It really frustrates me that these cliches are constantly being romanticized, because they are so damaging. Luca Gamer 55622D. If a shotgun has only one bullet left for plot reasons and the protagonist cocks it again in a let's get this shit fashion, well, there goes your bullet. One more reply. Hydrogen Psychosis 23D. Never run out of ammo. Jipazipilipi 23D. And main character never gets a lethal wound yet always hits his target. Two more replies. One more reply. Bignets Debonane 23D. Jump scares. It's very cheap. Four more replies. Squidward Society 23D. It's mainly ridiculous horror movies. The characters seem to lose all logic, like whose wonderful idea was to hide in a shed full of chainsaw? Also, the characters never arm themselves in these movies, they just trip, fall, run upstairs, scream and then get murdered. Edit. Also, the fact Disney is making only live adaptations instead of only the old animated films. Five more replies. Thoughtless Freak 23D. Most characters lack substance and are just created to tick boxes. If you try to describe a character's personality from a recent movie without using their name to someone else, they probably won't be able to guess. Because they have no real personality and substance to them. I want genuinely relatable characters. Please recommend movies to me with awesome characters. Five more replies. Insane Night 23D. Shit like this. Wild Wild West. Jim West walks into Lovelace's office, which turned out to be surrounded by paintings that had armed men blending into them. Jim West was in there for quite a while, but it wasn't until that woman enters when they try to kill him. How he didn't notice a man standing in front of a painting aside, why did they wait to try and kill him? Seriously, he was in that office by himself for like 5 minutes without noticing them. Sacrificing logic for a stupid gimmick doesn't make sense to me. Three more replies. Hagen 7623D. The houses, places where people live in based off their job, or no job, is completely ridiculous. The whole girl power has gotten out of hand, a skinny woman able to tack down a plus 200 lb muscular man in a few hits. Tomas Navarro 22D. But she grew up with 3 older brothers. Three more replies. Dr. Jackal 22D. When actors don't play characters anymore, but just play themselves. Just mailing it in for the paycheck. Will Smith is sometimes guilty of this, more recent Johnny Depp, it just takes you out of the movie. Two more replies. SKDSN 22D. Characters acting like bathrooms are completely clean, they sit or lie down on the floor, touch the sink, urinals, hell, they even hug the toilet. All the unnecessary hologram filmmakers think it looks cool, but I find it meaningless, and it lowers the realism of the movie. Just use a fucking screen, for fuck's sake. One more reply. X Lemon Phantoms 23D. When groups decide it's a brilliant idea to split up, it's not brilliant at all, you're gonna die fam. Two more replies. Salt Notsuga 23D. That stupid Wilhelm scream. Akaramari 22D. Yes. I hate it. It sounds like it was recorded as long ago as it was. And in general, would people really scream all that much? I have screamed when startled, and when on roller coasters, but literally never otherwise. I watched Jurassic Park 1-3 recently and it's like, shut up. They'll find you. I can't imagine a time where I'd want to be more silent. Three more replies. Deleted 23D. Too many of them are made for the lowest common denominator. Popinoyo 23D. In old movies, if you watch them in 4K you can see green screen errors. Two more replies. Echo Respite 23D. Stupid miscommunications between people. It's used to further plots and add intrigue, but all it does is completely take me out of the experience. Double Stuffed Boy 23D. Bad guys never win. Even in Infinity War, everything just got reversed. Six more replies. Weeping Dog Shit 23D. Knowing cinema sins will fuck it up for you later. Two more replies. Neatsnafedge 23D. I hate when a movie is so predictable, makes me the experience kind of cheap. Opinion Union 23D super heavy-handed virtue signaling. Like the last Avengers where for no reason, all the women got into a fight pose together. Why oh why would they all be standing together and not mixed into the ranks like everyone else? Was Captain Marvel like okay ladies let's all get together and strike a fight pose, it's so stupid. Not Chief Brody 23D okay ladies now let's get in formation. The color 0F money 23D that was such a bad shot. I don't really like the extended battle scenes to begin with, but when girl power started lining up it just seemed insultingly heavy-handed. 2 more replies Kachulian 22D like the last Avengers where for no reason, all the women got into a fight pose together. It bugged me because they had a moment like that in Infinity War, and it worked so much more organically in that film. You were left with the sense that they were swept together naturally by the battle, and it wasn't a case of form up superwoman power go. 1 more reply CTI22DA, I thought it was fun. That whole end scene was just fan service. The only part I thought they botched was that it could have been the perfect tribute to Black Widow. In Infinity War, when Proxima goes to take on Scarlet Witch and says something like you're all alone, and Natasha comes in and says she's not alone, and her and Okoye bust her up. How the hell did they miss the opportunity in Endgame for Okoye to repeat the she's not alone line and pay tribute to Black Widow? If they had done that then the whole girl shot sequence would have been an homage to Natasha. Akiramari 22D they were mixed into the ranks for the rest of it. I thought the shot was pretty cool. Oh, and girl if it matters. I don't like it when there's like a token female villain that's pretty much just there to fight the token female hero though maybe somewhat related, that's what Proxima felt like and it annoyed me. Tomas Navarro 22D I thought the shot was pretty cool. I thought it was forced and heavy-handed, and don't like it. But it doesn't bother me. It's not like a movie is 100% directed at me, and will include elements other people like, so if people like it, it's good it's in there. Resolute 00222D it is weird to me that anyone would complain about that one scene when there are literally countless ones of the guys. But I get it, it was just for, like, woke cred. Asclepius son of Apollo 22D that's the reason, it was just to say you look at us, we have women in our film, we woke half it felt like the reason for having those women in the film was because they are women. Not because those characters are dope as fuck. It just made no sense at all. Generic superhero 22D the thing is there has never been a lineup of all male characters for the specific reason that they are all male. The logistics of the whole thing takes away from the movie. So they are trying to get the gauntlet to the van to take it through the portal. So Wasp flew across the battlefield from the van to strike a pose with all the other girls and then had to battle her way back across the battlefield instead of staying place and helping defend the portal. Also moments earlier we saw Captain Marvel single-handedly take out Thanos' ship. Why does she need any help to get the gauntlet to its destination? With a battle full of in-combat bits of women kicking ass the lineup just seemed superfluous. Don't get me wrong, the lineup looked cool as hell. I just feel it should have been used as promotional material only and not been in the actual film. 1 more reply Cheesy Bob's 22D that was literally a test image. If enough people made it their Facebook background with the caption YASSSS, then Disney Marvel would know to option an all-female team-up film. Bashment 22D pandering. It's what's for breakfast. 3 more replies an impatient penguin 22D Hollywood guns having more ammo than in real life. A revolver typically holds 6 shots, yet we will see someone rattle off 8-12 shots without ever showing or hearing a reload. It's just lazy and factually inaccurate. I'd really like to see more reloads as it can convey a lot about a character and we are missing a piece of the story by not seeing that action. Spoiler example from 2019 Joker movie. In Joker, Arthur shoots those guys on the train 8 or 9 times with a 6-shot revolver but is never seen reloading. They could have shown him panicking to reload as he realizes one is getting away to convey how terrifying this is for him. Or they could have shown his reload being calm and methodical, symbolizing his lack of empathy and his desire to inflict pain. IDK, I'm not a screenwriter. 1 more reply DC10 Kenji 22D alcoholics are always good healthy looking. SKDSN 22D and they make hangovers look cool. 1 more reply not Sodok Knight 23D nobody ever messes up in the sense that, no one ever coughs or sneezes in mid-conversation unless it's necessary to the situation. You'll have conversations in film that go on for extended amounts of time and you're telling me no one around them had to clear their throat or sneeze or anything? Do medperson 23D. It just interrupts things and draws attention away from what's actually happening. And it's not common that people randomly cough or sneeze while talking. One more reply. Bhatty 123,423D. I used to watch Chicago PD, and there was a scene where the detective looked down at his clipboard to remember the girl who just died's name. I thought that was pretty cool bit of ad-lib by the actor if it wasn't in the script. Unexpected brisket 23D. Not exactly the same, but this reminded me of the one Steve Limit. Both are ways of eliminating random things that would obviously happen in real life but would be distractions in a movie. One more reply. Supersharp 22D. There's an episode of Reboot where they have something like this. Fong, the signal appears to be coming from Lost Angles. Bob, Lost Angles. Megabyte. Enzo, hexadecimal. Bob. B, huh? Oh, hexadec. Did I say megabyte? For context, the main villain Megabyte has a lair called the Tor, which I believe OS named for the dark web browser. Don't quote me on that. His sister, Hexadecimal, has a lair located in, well, you can guess. By the way, this episode is in season 2. He knows this by now. One more reply. Willy the Kid 23D. When a TTY movie has a really good trailer. 3 more replies. Thalak 2723D. The wrong type of commercial aircraft used in scenes. A quick Google search would let you know a 737 can't fly across the ocean. Haha. Jediprime 23D. Or when a movie changes aircraft types. I don't remember which movie, but it goes from an Airbus, to a 757, to a 747, and back to Airbus. Abstlowis 9622D. Lost. The plane was supposed to be a 777. The set used an L-1011 for the first episode. In the final season, in the episode where they show the plane landing, it's a 707's landing gear, and then an A340 taxiing into the gate. Timogenbin 23D. It can. Just not with a lot of reserve. So no one would. 2 more replies. Fed up Pokemon fan 23D. The Wilhelm scream. I find that there are absolutely no justifiable reasons for its inclusion in any piece of film, and that it immediately undervalues any amount of creative work. When I hear that stupid ass fucking scream, I am immediately removed from the immersion of the film or show that I'm watching. If I was a director for a film and I discovered that a sound editor inserted it into the final cut without my knowledge or consent, I would personally make sure that they never had a job in the film industry ever again. One more reply. Poopy Dildo 22D. The portrayal of a horrible person as a good person. It happens mostly with rom-coms. The cycle is always the same. Person A is dating engaged married to person B. They seem to be in love. Person A needs to go back home or their job makes them travel or whatever. Person A has an encounter with person C. Person C, who knows about person B, still pursues A. They have great chemistry. We find out person B is an asshole for some reason. Person A doesn't know. Person A cheats on person B, with person C they fall in love. It's okay because person B is an asshole. But wait. Person A didn't know B was an asshole, and A just happily cheats on them. They are equally horrible since usually B is an asshole for cheating too. But for some reason, A and C end up happily ever after, and B gets totally fucked. A sucks, B sucks, and C sucks. Fuck everyone, they are all pieces of shit. Canadian Nut Butter 23D. They're pretty predictable. Indecisive Insomniac 23D. Why does there always have to be a kiss sex scene? It just perpetuates the idea that relationships equals happiness. One more reply, deleted, 23D. The way they butcher Southern, Boston, and Midwest accents. 2 more replies. That one person 23D. I recently watched Greta and spoiler alert at the part where Francis hits Greta with the rolling pin. She hits her, knocks her out and then tries to escape. Why risk her waking up? Keep hitting her till she's dead. That just got on my nerves, but I guess they had to continue it somehow. One more reply. Gladilla Warrior 23D. When a cop goes to the home of a dangerous suspect without informing anyone of his plans, evidence or whereabouts. Bear Cavalry Corporal 22D. Romantic plot tumors. If I wanted to see pointless romance or sex scenes, I would go watch romance movies and porn. Also, all too often, they show women as some sort of reward for the male hero. One more reply. Superchid 322D. Birth scenes. Water breaking does not mean the baby will come shooting out any minute. Clueless and British 22D. Natalie Portman in Revenge of the Sith might be the worst example of a birth scene. Ouch. Oh no, bam, a baby. Hi, I am Chloe 22D. People walk around the house in outdoor clothes and shoes, jewelry, makeup and perfect hair. They also wake up looking fairly decent, sometimes with only some hair out of place, unless it's a comedy and they make them wake up ugly just for laughs. Beyond Sleepy 22D probably already said, but when they don't look at the fucking road while driving. Calipagus Davale 22D. Maybe the most painful one for me is when there's the contrived coincidental conflict. The main character is at a party and a random girl runs up to him and kisses him, which his girlfriend happens to see, proceeding to run away in tears. The random girl then realizes the main character is not the man she thought, cause she's half blind or wasted or something. Kasaka 122D. Too many movies set in the same cities, or Seattle posing as those cities. USA is New York and LA. Europe is apparently London, Paris and nothing else. Asia is Hong Kong, maybe Tokyo if you are lucky. TV shows manage to represent a wider variety of areas, why can't movies? Yapunahumans 23D. Honestly, I'm sick of superhero movies. I don't hate the movies themselves, it's just such an overused genre. It's like, okay, I get it, it's cool. Can I see something else now please? One more reply. Stormdank 323D. If there's no reason for the movie to exist, new Star Wars, I'm looking at you. If the only answer to why was this movie made is to make money, I don't want to watch it. Hollywoodburns 22D. But that's true of literally every fiction movie ever made. I'm fairly sure that good as it was, the planet Earth didn't need the Wizard of Oz to prolong its existence. Making movies is generally about money. I think what you're really aiming at is the cynical cash grab, or sequelitis. Like all the new live-action Disney movies, or the newest Star Wars trilogy. And I'll not disagree with you for that matter. Stormdank 322D. Cynical cash grab is definitely a better way to put it, though I guess another way of phrasing what I wanted is, can you sum up the point for the plot to continue with the Star Wars comparisons? New Hope was giant evil, Empire has giant evil weapon. The prequel series lets see how the Republic became a giant evil empire. This new one, I can't actually think of anything besides direct rehash of original with mediocre cast. Candela Bellin 23D. Overdrawn endings where every single thing from the plot has to be resolved in the happiest way possible for the protagonists because they can't have the audience leave the movie without feeling happy and therefore giving them the idea that they enjoyed the movie and that it was good. D-Town Forever 23D. Montages. I mean, if you wanna show a story arc, show the fucking arc and get rid of the other meaningless bullshit. GoGo 72622D. We're gonna need a montage. One more reply. Miles the Jit Cuba 23D. When the scenes are way too dark and you can't see what is happening, cough cough DC. Kevin Costner A Buck 23D. Not getting facts right. If you're going to present a believable story, get the make and model of a car right. Know the actual name of a gun and its ammunition. If you are going to science, don't just try and pass bullshit off as the real thing. I have walked away from movies because they try and pass off impossible versions of electricity, technology, and other such things with a straight face. Rhino Gaming 118722D. Anytime a programmer is portrayed in a movie, they code impossibly fast and their code works first time. Newsflash. 99% of the time, code will need to be debugged, whether it's a missing semicolon or a reference error. You cannot compile code without it being exception-free or having exception handling for expected exceptions. And half the time, I'm in Google looking up docs or how to do certain things. One more reply. Quietly embarrassed 22D. The hacking trope. I can hack this in 4 hours. Why you have 4 minutes? I'm already in. Rumbled 23D. Whenever they cater to children and in the process ruin the movie, Venom for example. Rage Against the Teapot 23D. Treating the audience like they are idiots. Most of the time we don't need a voiceover explaining what we can already see, or on-screen text like New York. As if the location of the scene wasn't obvious enough by showing me the Statue of Liberty. One more reply. Stormdank 323D. I actually like on-screen text. Most of the time there aren't hugely obvious landmarks like that, and if there's a lot of different locations, having the time and location markers can be helpful for figuring out context.
If you enjoyed this video, please smash the like button below and subscribe to my channel for future videos. Thanks for watching.